What's up, everybody? I'm Thier Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back and we're playing Lords of the Fallen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 14 tips for new players and advanced players to make sure you have the smoothest experience in this game. I'm going to go over armor. I'm going to go over how to get your blacksmith. I'm going to go over the underworld, how to be the most efficient with your time, and some things that will save you. That way you have a great experience. So without further ado, let's dive in. The first thing I'm going to share is there's two worlds in this game. As you know, there's a standard world here, then there's the other world when you pull your lamp out. The cool thing is the lamp is not just for decoration. Imagine they made two games at once. They made two worlds and combined it into one, which is absolutely crazy, because what you want to do is make sure whenever you see it, sometimes it's easy apparent like this gate. You see, I can't run through it, but the second I pull my lamp out, boom, I could phase right through it. So a tip like that I would share is look at a lot of times when you're stuck, there's going to be areas where you're not going to be able to reach. Turns out all you got to do is pull your lamp out, and sometimes it's easy as this gate. Other times, imagine there's a platform right here. You put your gate out and you'll be able to walk on it as well. So moments like this, I'll just share. So say right now I'm trying to get across here. All I got to do is pull out my lamp and I can just walk across it. I can do two things. I can hold R2 and press triangle square and go into the other world, or I can just easily just hold it and walk across right there. The only problem is dudes like that can come and find you. So if you get hit while you're in that world, you will fall down unless you fully go into that world. So be careful of that. Enemies gonna come through, phase through and attack you. So he's here and he could pull me into the other world just like that. So be careful. Other situations like this, sometimes you see some water, but if you notice, if you go to the other world, the water will be gone. So you might be wondering, so there are a lot of cool things you can explore just like this. The world expands and boom, now you have other areas to explore. But when you're ready to leave, all you gotta do is go to these little guys over here and they'll pull you back to the other world, or you can go to your standard rest point and they'll pull you back to the other world as well. Let's do that, and we are back in the standard world of the living. Next, I want to talk about that eye. You see that eye on the right, on the top right? It has a multiplier. So when you're in the other world, the enemies infinitely keep on coming, and you get a multiplier the longer you come. You stay in here. The longer you are, the stronger they get. And what you want to watch out for, you don't want to let the eye fill all the way up. When the eye fills all the way up and turns red, I'll let you see what happens. But just let you know that some pretty strong dudes come out and they're coming for vengeance. So just keep in mind. So the eye is filling up, not to give you anxiety, but there's a lot of ways to leave. Just go to your rest point or go back to what I showed you earlier to leave this area. All right, let's talk about weapons. There's 13 starting classes in the game. When you're starting out, you can choose from heavy users, from magic users, from melee users, close distance, ranges, a bunch of different things you can choose when you're playing the game. So with this being said, all these weapons that have an X through them, it means I do not hit the requirements in order to equip this weapon. So if you play other games like Dark Souls, Neo, those games in the past, you're kind of familiar with this. But if you're new and you're checking this out, I would not get the full benefit of this weapon because I do not currently have Inferno to 11. So if you go back to your character, it tells you what your current character is, what points you have, and if in order for me to equip this weapon, I will need to level up my character and put more points in Inferno up to 11, then it will allow me to equip this weapon. Sometimes you just want to, like for example, this weapon I'm using my right hand, it required strength and agility level 10. So for me, it scales with both of those skills. So if you look at it where it says the D for agility and D for strength, the more points I put into strength and agility, the stronger the weapon will be. And as you level them up, the grading also increases as well. This one has a C+ in agility, meaning I get even more bonus points by putting agility into this weapon. So when it comes to your build, you want to kind of focus your build points distribution based on the weapon that you want to use. And don't worry, you can respect your character, so you don't have to worry about that. You can play around all kind of different builds. When it comes to armor, defense actually matters. The stronger, in some Dark Souls games, armor was just decoration, but this one, the more defense you have stats on your armor, the less damage you will take naturally. So as you can see, that's the damage I'm taking from these dudes. Oh, now let's get a couple hits. Boom, barely any damage there. If I were to take some stuff off, boom, you can see we're taking a lot more damage. So that's kind of how that works. But when it comes to armor, there's a give and take. So if you notice, now I'm light. Let's take care of these dudes real quick. So if you notice, now I'm light. So if you look at my level there, my lightness determines based on what armor I'm equipped. If you look at the armor that you currently have, it tells you in the top, in the bottom right, it says light head, medium head, heavy head accordingly. So when that also impacts your stamina regeneration, but also to your rolls. The lighter you are, if you take everything off, the lighter you are, the faster you roll. You're more agile. The more heavier you are, the slower you're going to be, and your stamina is not going to recover as quickly. You see with my roll, it's still quick, and that's why I kind of like medium builds, because I'm still quick, I have good defense, I'm not getting destroyed by every single thing that comes after me, and we do some pretty good damage as well. One thing I forgot to mention earlier, you get 2 lives in this game, just like in Sekiro. If you're in a standard realm, for example, and you die, so if you're in a standard realm like this, and you die, I'll just jump off here, boom. The game brings you back, boom, I get a second chance right there. And it gives you the enemies knock over, it gives you a little moment for you to do some damage on them. So the only thing is, if you die while you're in the spirit realm, you only get 1 life, which I'll demonstrate. So we haven't died yet. Jump out and it's over. You only get 1 chance if you die in this realm, so be careful. It adds a little bit of extra tension while you're in this other realm. So I recommend buying the Pilgrim's key. This dude over here, he sells an item, it's like $9,000, it's a key, and just like in some other Souls games, it unlocks some special doors in the game. And behind those doors are extremely strong monsters. I believe it was a Dark Souls 2. Yeah, extremely strong monsters, but you can find some really, really good stuff behind those doors, which I'll show you in a second where it's at. One of these doors is right here. At some point you'll get here, you'll see it. Open this door. Behind here is some good items and some strong monsters as well, so be careful. Just as always, this game is truly interconnected, so just explore and you're gonna have a good time, find a bunch of secrets. And speaking of interconnected, they give you an option to use a Vestige Seed, and whenever you can do it whenever you see the little symbols, little flowers like this, and you'll see them on the floor. You put your lamp out, and it will allow you to press triangle and plant a seed in the floor. And I don't have any right now, I've already used them, but essentially you'll see flowers like this on the floor, like randomly like that. You press triangle, allows you to put a little checkpoint. The thing about this checkpoint is you only use it once, so when you use it and you use it in a different location, the first one disappears and your most recent one stays. These are good for like quick little checkpoints in case you're in an area where you keep on dying. I wouldn't recommend putting them as your main checkpoint because the game is so interconnected. When you find, after exploring, make sure you explore deeply, because there's always going to be a ladder or a door that kind of leads you back to a checkpoint like this, which will allow you to fight the boss or whatever in the next big area you're going after. So just be careful, go back and explore earlier areas, because you never know what you're going to find as well. So blacksmith is pretty important. How do you unlock the blacksmith? Once you get to this area, you unlock this lamp that goes down. This lift, you go down. I've already done it, so it's not going to be here anymore. But what you do is it's going to be a little gate right here. You fall down, there's a lady in there, you talk to her. She gives you a key. I haven't done it otherwise, but give her the key right back. After you give her the key right back and you beat the boss area in this area, she will be back at your main level, or right over here, clunking away, ready to upgrade your gear. And don't worry, you can miss her, but you will hear this. When you hear that, that's a blacksmith. You're close to her. Make sure you go talk to her. She gives you a key, give it right back to her. And after you come back, you're finna beat the boss, she's gone. And you come over here and she's chilling in there. That's how you unlock the blacksmith. I keep coming back here because I don't want to show any like later games, but in this game, enemies drop their gear, which is absolutely amazing. If you see some enemies that you like the way they look, for instance, you're gonna fight these dudes later on, and because I fought so many of them, I have their armor. You're gonna be able to not only get their gear, but equip it as well. I don't think I have a chest piece, but yes, enemies drop their gear, so you can walk around looking like this bad boy if you want to. And also too, with that being said, this game has one of the best iframes I've seen. So in this game you can parry. You can parry. The problem with parrying is if you parry, hold on, if you block, you get weather. See that white part of my health? If I attack him, if he hits me again, I lose it. But if I attack him in between, see blocked, and I attack him, I get my health back. You attack them, I get the health back. If you get a perfect parry, you see a little meter in between them? That little circle, it's kind of hard to see. Hold on. Let's take out one of these dudes. You see a little circle, oh, another one shoulder. See a little circle and why is my lock on? If I get that all the way to 0, I get a chance to get a perfect parry on him, which gives me a visceral attack. The only thing about parry is you always take damage. Even if you get a perfect parry, looks like that, get a visceral attack. Even if you get a perfect parry, you still take damage. So that's the one thing about it that I feel that I like. Just also dodging iframes are really good, amazingly good in this game. So if you're in a situation where you don't want to parry, just dodge and you'll be just fine. Bosses attacks, their windows, their hitboxes are not super crazy. You can dodge right through them. And the reason why his health is going white like that is because of an accessory I got, which is going to be an eye socket, and I'll show you those things as my last tip in the game. Iframes are really, really good. I recommend, highly recommend dodging out of most attacks because you can, or if you need to, then you can parry as well to get those big visceral attacks. As I'm taking the picture for this thumbnail, let me show you another cool hidden tech in the game if you want to pause the game. There's no pause in these kind of games like in Dark Souls games naturally, but what you can do is if you go into photo mode, you can pause the game. And now the game is at a standstill, which allows you to take some amazing photos, but also too, it allows you to pause the game, get some water, regain your composure, whatever you need, and you can get back to the gameplay when you're ready. This game's full of secrets, and there's another secret up here. There's an enemy up, there's another NPC up here, and what this guy does, it helps you upgrade your lamp, your sockets. But in order to get to him, you need to go to the other realm. So go to the other realm, and boom, shows up right there. Talk to him, and it allows you to socket your lamp. And you get these abilities, you get these items as you're going through the game. They give you different abilities. The one I had was when I dodging at the right time applies the weather to the attacking enemy. That's why the health kept on going white. So this are really cool, but also too, you can slot in another one if you upgrade your lamp. And when you upgrade your lamp, it allows you to put 2 skills in at once. And each one of those sockets have a primary skill and a secondary skill, allowing you to really adjust your build. So these are my tips. Last thing I would say, just have fun. The game's a blast. Take some time, explore, have fun, do things your way, and I highly recommend you're gonna have a good time playing the game. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. We're gonna have lots of more content of Lords of the Fallen on the channel, so make sure you give this video a thumbs up and share it with somebody that needs some tips, and subscribe if you're new. Till next time, dear gamers, signing out.